my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sitting down and talking about all of the things that I'm doing differently with baby number 2 that I did not do with baby number 1. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Caitlyn and I am a mom to a 5-year-old little girl, and I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant with baby boy. Because there's an almost 6-year age gap, I feel like a new mom again, and I feel like so much has changed within 6 years of being a parent. So I'm excited to sit down and just have a chit-chatty video with you guys and talk about all the things I'm doing differently with this baby. And I do want to say too, just as a disclaimer, I don't have any regrets for everything I did as a new mom with Scarlett. As a new mom, you're doing the best you can. You're learning along the way, and there's no regrets there. However, there's a lot of things I want to do differently with this baby, and we're going to talk all about those today. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below so you can see more videos like this. I post videos like this every Friday, and then on Mondays and Wednesdays, I always post day in the life style of vlogs. Sometimes they're Q&As, but on Fridays, you can always catch mommy content videos such as this. I think I have about 10 things, but there's probably going to be a few more because as I start talking, things just start coming to my mind. Okay, anyways, the first one is something that I've been talking about ever since I got pregnant, and that is breastfeeding. I did not breastfeed with my daughter. I mean, I tried. I tried. We lasted like 3 weeks or so, but it just didn't work for so many different reasons. She took formula. It was not a big deal. She's just fine. You'd never know she wasn't breastfed, but I really want to try to do it this time with baby number 2. I've kind of talked about breastfeeding on my channel before, so I'll link that video below. I won't go into too much detail here, but with baby number 1, our breastfeeding journey failed mainly because of so many things. She had a bad latch. I had cracked, sore, bleeding nipples. She had thrush for a good period of time. Bad latch, did I say that? She had a tongue tie, a lip tie. I was not producing literally anything, and she was losing weight. So yeah, literally anything that could go wrong was pretty much going wrong, and we were just not happy. So we switched to formula. Life was fine. But with this baby, I want to breastfeed, which is going to take me into my second topic, which is educating myself more. I want to educate myself more before having this baby, which I feel like I've already started doing. So what I mean by that, when I had my daughter 6 years ago, I thought breastfeeding was going to be this magical, wonderful journey of bonding and me producing food to feed my baby. I thought it was going to be so wonderful. Okay, it was definitely not. Definitely not what I expected. However, I was super uneducated about how breastfeeding even works. Probably should have taken some classes, probably should have read some books. I just thought it was naturally going to happen, which it definitely did not. So I was very uneducated going into breastfeeding with my first child. This time around, I want to be as educated as possible. I'm taking a breastfeeding course from the Modern Milk. It's online. They're actually local to Arizona, but they do offer online classes. The class is very educational. There's also a ton of free resources online as well that I've just been trying to read and listen to, like on YouTube and stuff like that in my free time. I also have a lactation consultant lined up. So for baby number 2, I definitely have so much more support when it comes to breastfeeding, which is going to be a game changer, I know. But that is definitely something I'm doing differently. Along with educating myself more for this baby, I don't just mean with breastfeeding, I mean it just in general. I'm talking about like sleeping. I remember when we first had my daughter, again, it's one of those things where I was like, I'm just gonna put her to bed and she's gonna go to sleep. And I was so wrong, like so naive as a first-time mom. I remember the first couple of nights we brought her home, I was like, why is this so hard? Like, why isn't she just going to sleep? It's nighttime. It's nighttime, so like, why isn't she going to bed? I know this is so bad. This is so bad. I know it's not safe at all. But she slept in a swing for like the first 2 weeks until I figured out what to do, because I had no idea what to do, and that was the only thing that would calm her down and make her go to sleep. And you know, me being sleep deprived and my husband being sleep deprived, we were just like, do whatever she needs. This time around with baby number 2, we are going to be setting up healthy sleep habits from day 1. Yes, day 1, which means we're going to be swaddling. We're going to be, you know, doing a dark room when it's bedtime. We are going to be using a sound machine. Okay, my card just got full. I had to delete some stuff. But as I was saying, we are going to be using a sound machine, which we did for my daughter. However, we just didn't do it from the beginning because we had no idea what we were doing. Did I say swaddling? We're gonna be swaddling. I just have to say I'm very lucky to have such an amazing cousin. My cousin is Kara from Taking Care of Babies, and she has an amazing business focused around safe sleep for babies and healthy sleep habits for babies and all of that. So when she came into the picture when my daughter was like 3 weeks old, she totally like changed what we were doing, helped us so much, and my daughter started sleeping really good. So with baby number 2, this time around, we're gonna be implementing all of those like healthy sleep habits from day 1. So swaddling, sound machine, dark room. We'll be doing the dream feeding, all of those kind of things. So basically, to sum this all up, just being as educated as possible is what I'm doing with baby number 2, and not being so naive, I guess. Okay, next on my list is I'm not buying, this is silly, but I'm not buying shoes for my baby. You guys, I bought shoes for Scarlett. I bought shoes for Scarlett to wear home from the hospital. Not even joking. I'm like, why? Like, she looks so ridiculous with these moccasins on her feet, and she's like this tiny 7-pound baby. I'm like, why did I buy you shoes? Like, I mean, I know they're cute, but I'm like, they look ridiculous. Like, get those shoes off that baby. So I've not bought any shoes for this baby yet, and I won't be buying shoes. I might buy like a slipper or something because we're traveling this winter, and maybe like some kind of like little bootie or something to like keep his feet warm. But legit shoes, I'm like, no, this is so ridiculous. Next on my list with baby number 2 is we are going to be offering a pacifier sooner, like actually immediately, because we did it with my daughter because we were so scared of nipple confusion, which I know can be a real thing, but I don't know, we're just doing it this time because there's a lot of benefits that go around like oral sucking and using a pacifier and all of that. So we definitely want to try and offer a pacifier sooner rather than later with this baby, regardless of breastfeeding. I don't know if that's the right decision, but that's what we've decided. But anyways, my daughter would not take a pacifier. We didn't offer it for, I don't know, I just didn't really ever offer it. And it did make things easier down the road. We never had to like transition off of the pacifier or anything like that. But I think it would just be, I don't know, I just overall think it's more beneficial to offer a pacifier for a lot of reasons. According to Google, it says that pacifiers can help reduce the risk of SIDS. It's always a great way to help soothe your baby too, obviously, and I don't know, we're gonna give it a shot this time. We didn't really push it with baby number 1, my daughter, but we're definitely gonna be offering it sooner this time. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna be doing differently with baby number 2 that I didn't do with baby number 1, and I look back now and I'm like, what was I thinking? Is I am going to allow myself to rest and recover and spend time with the, with the baby before going back out into the world. And I feel like a lot of people say the opposite. A lot of people say I'm going to get back out sooner. I'm like, no, I'm going to stay home longer because I'm the type of person who like just keeps on moving. And, like I don't really take a lot of time to rest or self-care in that sense. Like I'm always going. And this time around, I am going to make myself relax and chill and soak in all those newborn moments. I guess I should be more specific. I remember being like 2 or 3 days postpartum, not even joking. My husband went back to work and I'm like, I need to go to the grocery store. So I packed up the baby as a new mom and went to the grocery store. And I look back at that now and I'm like, okay, go me, but like also what the heck? Like, did we really need groceries that bad? Could I have not had him go to the grocery store, or like, I don't know, 6 years ago was grocery delivery a thing? I don't even know. But I look back on that now and I'm like, why wasn't I just at home in sweatpants, covered in baby spit up and milk and snuggling my newborn? Like that's where I should have been. Why was I so eager to get out? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this time I really just want to like soak up all of the postpartum stuff. I want to let myself recover. I want to let myself relax and heal physically and mentally and all of that. So I'm going to be in no rush to get back to normal life no sooner than I have to. Also, I'm 100% going to be utilizing grocery delivery or grocery pickup, something like that. Yeah, I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? Like, why did I do that? I should have been at home just like chilling and relaxing and letting myself recover. Which I feel like this brings me into my next topic of discussion, which is this time with baby number 2. I want to be more go with the flow, and I feel like this is going to contradict myself a little bit because I'm over here talking about setting up healthy sleep habits and having like a routine and all of that. And while I think routines with babies are so important for the entire family, it can also be challenging sometimes because, for example, with my daughter, she was on a very strict nap time like routine schedule and bedtime routine schedule, which means when nap time hit and she wasn't in her crib in a dark room swaddled with a sound machine, it was not fun. She had trouble sleeping anywhere other than her crib, and we just always had to plan our life around the schedule. Which, again, I don't know if it's a bad thing or not. And I feel like we'll probably be on a schedule, but I really want to try to just be more chill, not be so strict with the routine. Saying this out loud, I'm like, do I not? I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to figure it out when he gets here, but part of me just like wants to be more chill. I don't want to be so hyper focused on a routine. I want to have a routine, but not be so focused on, like, stressed out if we don't exactly follow the routine. I hope this makes sense. Something else that I did with my daughter that I really like don't want, I want to do differently this time is because we were so focused on her routine, and also at the time I do think it's what she needed, but we didn't have a lot of like skin to skin when she was a newborn. It was one of those things that was like hard to, it's one extra thing to like, you know, take off my shirt or something and have like get her undressed and have her skin to skin. We didn't do a ton of that. And we didn't do like a ton of like naps on mom or naps on dad or anything like that because we were so focused on getting her to sleep and getting her on that routine, which again was wonderful. But the selfish mom side of me like wants all those snuggles, and I want to experience that, especially with baby number 2 being our last baby. And I really want to not have to have every nap be in the crib. I would love like nap time on me for a little bit, you know, nap time in the car while we're running errands, something like that. So I'm really hoping we can find some kind of balance with all of that and not be so schedule oriented while also being on a schedule. I really hope this makes sense. Next on my list with baby number 2, I don't want to overbuy anything. So with my daughter, we literally had multiple swings, multiple bouncers, multiple like baby things to set her in. We had way too many clothes. We had so many diapers, which all of these things were great, but it was so unnecessary. We ended up donating so much of her stuff. We sold a lot at a garage sale. Like we just had, I think I at one point had 5 strollers. I'm not even joking. And I'm like, why did we do this? And one of the reasons was because I just kept getting things that I liked, but it just wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So then we'd find something else, or we'd find something on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. And we just kept accumulating all of this baby stuff, and it was overtaking our house, and it was just too much and so unnecessary. So with this baby, I have been focusing more on quality instead of quantity. I'm really trying to like think about what I really want for this baby, what's going to work with our lifestyle. And I've really been very mindful when it comes to picking out any items that I'm bringing into our house for this baby. At the same time, I've also only bought, for the most part, I think there's like a few things in his room, like decor wise, but everything I've bought has been on sale. I've had some kind of discount code. All of his clothes, every single piece of his clothing has had a discount to it, which is great. I've been very mindful about sales and utilizing discounts. Bye Bye Baby has a 15 to 20% off discount code pretty much every single month, and every time I would get that, I'd always buy something that we need. The other thing is, I don't know why we rush to like buy everything before the baby gets here, because with things like Amazon Prime, we can easily have something we need to our doorstep within like hours. Like where we live, sometimes they order things in the morning and it's there that afternoon, which is wild. Amazon's truly taking over the world, but I'm just trying to make a point, like, we don't need to buy everything now, because when the baby's here and we actually know him and nobody likes and nobody's gonna need, it's gonna make more sense to buy things for him that he's gonna use. We're not buying a baby swing, but if there's one day when we're like, oh my gosh, I wish we had a baby swing, we think he'd love it, we'll buy it then. There's no need to buy it right now. So that's my thought process. That is definitely a like a different mindset that I have for this baby than I did for baby number one. Okay, I have to add this to my list because it is such an important part of motherhood, parenthood, and it's something I feel like a lot of first-time moms have to learn the hard way. At least, I mean, I did. And that is asking for help. And I'm not just talking about asking family members to come over and hold the baby while you take a shower. Like, that is absolutely wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about like situations of seeking behavioral health help for postpartum anxiety or postpartum depression or something like that. I don't think I struggled with any postpartum depression, but I 100% struggled with postpartum anxiety, and I didn't realize it until like looking back. So this time around, I'm going to be more mindful of how I'm feeling. I want to be more, like, I want to recognize those signs of postpartum anxiety. Now that I know more of like what it feels like, I want to be able to seek help sooner rather than later. There's no shame in it. So with baby number two, I will be seeking help for that as those feelings start to come on, just assuming I'm probably going to experience it again. Who knows? Also seeking help, I'm not just talking about postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. I'm also talking about things such as hiring house cleaners or something like that. Like, if you need your house clean and if like a mess is a trigger for you for your anxiety, like it is for me, we will 100% be hiring house cleaners. We have added it into the budget, and it's something that has been, we've been utilizing so far, and it's been such an awesome thing. It's been such a wonderful thing throughout my pregnancy, and we'll be utilizing it through postpartum as well. A big trigger for me is like a messy space, and I know with having a newborn, things are just gonna be messier, and you know, you have to embrace the chaos, but I would like to still have a clean space as much as possible, and asking for help through house cleaners is something that we'll be doing. Also things such as like meal prep services, food delivery services, if you are on a tight budget, which I totally understand, but utilizing things such as grocery pickup, that is free. That is free. You can do it at Walmart, you can do it at local grocery stores. Also, it was really hard to leave my daughter, like it is for a lot of new moms, and I really struggled with asking for help, even asking my husband for help, that kind of thing. And this time around, I am definitely going to be asking for help when I need it and being more assertive with my needs, because I wasn't with my first baby, and I think it led to a lot of frustration and anxiety and all of that. And so if you can just express how you're feeling to the people around you who love you and care for you and want to help you, it can be a really good thing. So I will certainly be doing that this time, and just being more open with my feelings and thoughts, even though it's hard. Like, it's not in my nature to ask for help. The type of person who just like tries to do it all myself. And I have learned over the years, you cannot do it all. I cannot do it all. I have a lot on my shoulders. I'm a work-at-home mom with multiple businesses. I'm the sole provider for our family, and so there's a lot on my shoulders, and I cannot do it all. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but I also want to be a work-at-home mom, and I also want to provide for my family, and so it's like there's things that's got to sacrifice here. So like housework, example, house cleaning, I've got to sacrifice that, and I have to be okay with that in order like to have sanity, honestly. So I think just being more like real with my emotions and how I'm feeling with baby number two, and asking for help when I need help, is something I will 100% be doing. Along with this, we should probably talk about self-care. Say it with me. Self-care is not selfish. It is not selfish. And for the longest time, I felt so much guilt about doing any kind of self-care when I was a new mom with my first baby. And with my second baby, I will not allow those thoughts to enter my head. It's not gonna happen. All right, realistically, I'm probably gonna experience mom guilt at some point, but I'm gonna try really, really, really hard to not let the mom guilt affect me as much as it did with baby number one. I remember wanting to go get my hair done, And I would just feel so guilty even thinking that, because I'm like, okay, we could be using this money on something else. I don't need to go get my hair done and be away from my daughter who needs me, and I can just do my hair at home. So I would sacrifice something I really wanted to do to take care of myself because I thought it was the right thing to do. And when you do that, your cup starts to lower and lower and lower. And if you have a low-filled cup, then you are not going to be your best you. It's going to affect your mental health. It's going to affect your relationship. It's going to affect your marriage. All of these things. You have to fill that cup. And whatever that is, like whatever fills your cup, you have to continue to do it after you have a baby, with the help of others, of course. So other things like going to the gym, running an errand alone, like going to Target alone or something, I don't know, just like little things that like I need in the moment. Like if I need to just like take a step away, I'm very, very grateful that I have an awesome husband who is fully capable of taking care of children. So I'm going to allow myself to do those things if I need to do those things, instead of feeling guilty and then just letting my cup keep like depleting and feeling all sorts of emotions because I'm not fulfilling my cup. My baby is going to be the biggest priority to me, but I am also going to be a priority, and I'm like setting that clear expectation now. And if you're going to be a new mom, or if you're about to have a baby, you should be doing that too, because again, you cannot pour from an empty cup. I am going to not dwell on the advice of others or the opinions of others about my parenting choices, parenting mistakes, all of that. As a new mom, you want to do everything right. At least I did. I didn't want to make mistakes. I felt bad if I made a mistake. I just wanted to be the best mom possible. I wanted to do it all, and I didn't want to let anybody down. With baby number 2, I have a much more realistic expectation of what motherhood is. And I understand that not all babies are going to be the same, and not all advice given is going to be good advice, and you have to do what's right for you. You have to do what's right for your baby and your family, and you can't dwell on the mistakes that you make as a parent. Parenting is a big learning course. Honestly, you're learning along the way, because you truly never know like what your child's going to be like until they start to, until they're here, first of all, and then they start to grow and develop, and you have to adapt with them along the way, and you have to make changes and do what's right for them. And so whenever you get this advice that is unsolicited or unwanted, it can just like be extra noise, which adds to anxiety, which adds to stress, and you don't need that in your life as a mom. But with baby number 2, I kind of like get that that's gonna happen now. It's not as like I'm not going to dwell on it, and I'm going to take all advice with a grain of salt. Some advice can be really, really good and really helpful, but if I need advice, I'm going to ask those who I trust, who I care about. Sometimes I ask the internet too, but I like to just hear like different opinions, but I think it depends on like what's going on and all of that. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell on like motherhood mistakes, advice that is not helpful, that kind of thing. Something else I'm not doing with baby number 2 that I did with baby number 1 is I'm not buying any sleepers that have buttons. Absolutely not. Hard pass. Buttons are a no-go. Like even if it's a romper, actually I think I have some rompers with buttons, but for the most part, we're staying clear of buttons. It's just not, it's not worth it. Why buy pajamas that have buttons when you can buy pajamas that have a zipper or magnets? I mean, the magnet ones are really expensive, but the zipper ones are not. So buttons are an absolute no for me. Okay guys, I think that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know down in the comments what's something that you're not doing with baby number 2 that you did with baby number 1 that you look back now and you're like, why did I do that? Absolutely not doing that this time. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button before clicking out of this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!